Hey everybody, my name is Heather Nichols and I am a facilitator of Access Consciousness. I'm a therapist, a coach, and a longtime seeker basically. And boy, is it an interesting time in the world right now. You know, there's a lot of talk these days about misinformation. And, you know, the right and the left, the red and the blue, the Democrats and the Republicans, whatever side you're on. I don't really consider myself on any side. I consider myself way more interested in what is true for me, which is actually oftentimes kind of a controversial point of view to take. But how do you know, how do you get to what's true in an age of pretty dynamic misinformation? And you could look at it from any sort of side of the spectrum, you know, and you could look at the right and the left and notice that like either side of any issue, any argument could provide you all kinds of reasons why what they're saying, their argument, their news, whatever it is correct. The left can do it, the right can do it, you know, any side of any polarized issue. They could prove to you, citing evidence and articles and all that kind of stuff as to, you know, for the most part, why their position is correct. And to me, it's because there's nothing that is like 100% true for everybody. It's like, what is true for you and what do you know? And the beauty of what's going on in the world right now and all of the misinformation floating around out there and all the attacks on the, you know, the other side, accusing people of spreading misinformation. To me, it's this beautiful, it's creating this necessity for us to actually know what it is that we know. To know what it is that we know. What is it that you know? Now, how do you get to that? How do you get to what's true for you? How do you get to knowing what it is that you know? When you can't actually find factual evidence, you know, to back it up these days, you know, or you can find factual evidence all over the fence. Well, what is true for you will make you feel lighter. And what is a lie for you will make you feel heavier. So it's kind of energetic, but it's also just going to give you this feeling. And a lot of times, you know, we talk about like gut feeling or intuition. You know when something is not true for you. And you know when something is true for you. And now it comes down to just really starting to play with that and trust it. Trust what you know. So when something is true for you, it'll give you a sense of lightness. It'll open up your world. You'll be like, yeah. You know, even if it's news that you might read that isn't the greatest news, you know, it may not be the best news in the world. It might be news that you didn't want to hear, or you didn't want to receive, but there will still be a sense of like, that makes sense. Yeah. My world goes, it opens up. There's an expansiveness to it because I know as a being, I know that whatever that is true for me. And, you know, conversely, when something is not true for you, when you know something isn't true, it sticks you. You're like, I don't know. That doesn't seem right. How could that be, you know? And there's a sense of like, just of heaviness in your world, a sense of like your world kind of contracting in and really getting smaller, you know, and even if it's news that you might want to hear, you know, but you know it's not true, you'll know by the energy of it. So start to play with this. What's true for you makes you feel lighter. What is a lie for you makes you feel heavier. This is a tool from Access Consciousness. And to me, it's like absolutely necessary right now in the world to start to function from this for all of us, because we're never going to agree on everything. We're not going to agree on much. There's going to be mudslinging. There's going to be name calling. There's going to be people on all sides of every argument accusing the other side of lying and spreading misinformation. And you have to be the authority now. This is what is happening in the world. We have to be our own authorities. and we have to know what it is that we know. And we have to trust it and not let anybody talk you out of it, not let anybody sway you. And it's not about not being influenced by new information and new ideas, and not, it's like so important to be willing to be wrong as well. But to, at the very core of things, be committed to what it is that you know. And don't give that up for anybody.